Zach Life Beat Depression. It's day 668 and I feel great. And today we're going to keep it that way with another 3-round session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Now, anyone who's tuning in later, as you know, we focus in on martial arts and mental health being the focus of the show. And we're mixing martial arts moves with mental health tools to give ourselves that somatic release of anxiety, frustration, and depression, and build that forward momentum that leads to a champion mindset. So today, I'm going to shout out gratitude. We're going to start with that powerful mental health tool, gratitude. Shouting out gratitude to Rook Wave Switch for providing me a space to place my broken down bus. If you've been following the journey, you know I've been having bus trouble for a long time, and it should have been running by now. Still dealing with it, adapting to that situation as it changes. I've only got a week of time total to be out here, and it's already burning away. So I'm super grateful to have a place to work on that bus, to have a place to stay so I'm not stuck out on the street. A whole bunch of gratitude going out to Rook for providing all that support. So go ahead and think about the thing that you're grateful for today. Shout out as well to Silky One, appreciate you out there. Think about that thing that you're grateful for today. That'll help put you in that positive mindset as we move into the lesson. The other mental health tool we're going to talk about on the beginning of every show is that list tool, keeping track of the number of days that you show up for you. It's been 668 days of consecutive training for me, the Sackman. Let me know how many days it's been for you. The more we keep track of that number, the stronger it becomes. And this number is not just the number of days you trained, it's the number of days of proof that you have that you are stronger than the debilitating effects of depression. And when we keep track of that number, it really allows us to give ourselves proper credit where credit is due. And one thing depression loves to try and make us believe is that we're victims out here and believe that we can't do things. Like we can't get out of bed, we can't brush our teeth, we can't go to work. We're going to have physical proof that we can. We're going to prove it to ourselves that we can, and that number will only grow larger and larger and more powerful with time. So please do keep track of that number. Second thing to do with that number is to share it with others. Let people know. You should be proud, especially if you're in this battle for mental health. You should be proud of the number of days that you battle forwards, that you should show strength and endurance and perseverance. And then by sharing that number, it lets other people know it's possible, right? Even if you feel like this, even if you have those negative thoughts or blue periods, it's still possible, and you can prove it to yourself every day. So please do keep track of that number, share it with others. That way we can help each other, and we can be that change that we want to see out here in the world. I want to shout out gratitude as well to everybody tuned in now. Mad with Hats, Lisa the Luminary, thank you for being here, and Mel the Blind Fury, appreciate the support out there. Appreciate you guys. Mad with Hats said, made it grateful for my fan today. Whew. Well, I don't know how hot it is over there, but here we're in the triple digits. It's 100 and something, quite a dry heat, a little bit different from the East Coast, but we're here, right? And it might start raining, but we're gonna keep training anyway. We're gonna get it done, get that progress in, and build that forward momentum. And we can prove to ourselves every day we do that nothing's gonna stop us, right? So, also, I hope that you have water. I forgot water today, so we're gonna make it more technical. The instruction from my end will be more technical. I'll be moderating to my skill level and environment, so my intensity level will be respectful to my climate and my current conditions, which is probably going to be sort of lower than normal. But you can moderate this class to your skill level and intensity level to give yourself a challenge for the day. That's the goal, personal growth. We got to give ourselves a personal challenge and push to our personal limit. So, things you can moderate: intensity of your punches, speed of your punches, and volume of your punches. So all three of those things allow you to custom tailor any workout routine to your skill level and your challenge for the day. Make sure you do that. Give yourself the best chance at that forward momentum. We'll also want to avoid overreaching. So consciously check in on yourself. Make sure you're not lightheaded, dizzy, or nauseous. Those are the signs of overreaching, and they can lead to more anxiety, more stress, and worse depression if we're not carefully checking in ourselves and making sure we're doing what's right for our bodies and minds. Being kind to our body and mind on that journey, and training smart, not too hard. So, that being said, 668 days for me. Let me know how many days it's been for you. And we're going to get into the lesson. I'm going to give you guys kind of a technical, varying lesson today. Instead of doing the repetitive drilling of punches and jabs and crosses, what I'm going to try and do is give you a slower paced, technical session where we mix in all different types of tools. So if you've been with us for a while, you've got a lot of different weapons at your disposal, a lot of different tools to be creative with. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and put them together today in a way that's going to help you build your own personal training routine. When we do shadowboxing on this show, we want to visualize that opponent. Same way that they do in martial arts training, they visualize an active threat, and that's what depression is. It's an active threat. It bases its power on lies. So we want to visualize that depression dummy, and we're going to base our power on truth. We're going to knock those lies right out of his face. And we're going to do it with multiple technical skills. We're going to work on that accuracy for your shadowboxing, for your competition, if you'd like to use it that way, and for your physical release on that heavy bag. You can mix up that routine. Keeping it mixed up, keeping it diverse will allow you to enjoy it more. It won't become a routine. It can be just something you can look forward to every day. Keep it play, keep it light, enjoy it, visualize, use that, get those creative juices flowing, use that momentum, move around, and we're going to get it done. So we'll have our standard training. Shout out to Simon Mays. Appreciate you out there, buddy. Thank you for the support. We're going to have our standard rounds, 3 minutes each, 1 minute breaks to check in on yourself and make sure you're staying hydrated. Unlike myself, I'm just going to lower my intensity so I don't die, and then I'll super hydrate after this thing's over. Simon Mays says, hey everyone, have a wonderful day. Thank you for that support. Appreciate it. As always, appreciate your positive support, man. It's good stuff. Sending those positive vibes out there, building each other up. So, yes, that's it. We're going to start with the basics, the jab and cross. We're going to move around a lot today. Get that body in motion. Work on the horizontal, right? The vertical, the forwards and backwards. We keep the guard up. Talk about checks, talk about hooks, jabs, crosses, and we'll do it in these 3 rounds, but it won't be a drilling as much as it has been of consecutive moves. So get ready to practice with all of your tools, all 8 limbs. Let's do this thing, getting those tunes going. If this thing's right, yeah, it is. Got fighting a spirit of the 80s in there. I want you to square up in your Muay Thai position and get ready. Remember to exhale on those strikes for a better somatic release and engage the core. Exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the nose. Square up with that depression dummy. And let's get it going. Get the guard high, close the fingers, tuck your thumbs under those top 2 fingers, and start shifting your body weight back and forth, front foot to the back foot. We're going to start by stepping in and twisting through the shoulders to a jab, rotate right on through to a cross, and then step out. Remember, when we're moving backwards, that rear foot's going to go first. We're going to push off the front foot, keeping the balance nice and centered, chin tucked, body weight balanced. Now we're going to creep back in. Front foot leads. We're stepping forwards, getting closer to that opponent. When we're within range, we're going to throw some measuring jabs. Little jab, right, without twisting forwards. We're just testing, measuring that distance as we step closer. We're in fighting range. Now we're going to twist through a 1, 2, 3. Twist through the shoulders for 1. Twist through for 2. Twist through for 3. Guard up and step it back. Step it back. Let's get back in again. Get closer with the measuring jab, setting your distance. Guard high as you creep in. Once you're in striking zone, we're going to twist through the shoulders. Rotate on the ball of the front foot. Boom, for the jab. Ball the back foot. Twist through for the cross. Twist through again. Bah, for the jab. And back to stance. Stepping away. Get into the rhythm with it. Let's start working on horizontal movement. Work your way around that depression dummy from side to side. When we move to each side, whatever direction we're going in, that foot's going to lead, the other foot's going to follow. Never bring them together. Keep that balance nice and centered, nice and steady. Boom. And keep it moving. Now you can roll those hands, and you don't have to go at my pace. Remember, go at your pace. Work that horizontal, that vertical movement, keeping it nice and balanced with the chin. Step in and deliver a 1-2 combo. Exhale hard, back to stance. Back up, clearing up some room, and then work your way around. Remember, visualize that active opponent, that active threat, and work your way around. Don't stay in one spot. Moving target is harder to hit. Guards high, chins tucked. Step in and deliver a 1, 2, 3. Square up and back out. Keep the guard high. And now we're going to visualize that active opponent coming in and tossing some jabs. So what we're going to do is cover up. With that front hand, we're going to slip the jab and rotate back for a counter cross. Square up, back away, get closer, keeping it balanced. Cover up, he's launching that attack. Cover up, block the jab, twist through, and fire back with that counter cross, back to stance. We're keeping it variable, keep it moving. Left to right, forwards to backwards, closer and further away. Chin tucked for balance, head stays centered at all times. And you can roll those fists to carry that cadence. Hit them with the 1, 2, 3. Back to stance, step in for a jab, pop, cover up, boom, and rotate through for the cross. Back to stance, square up, and that's the end of round 1. Keeping it varied here. Remember, we don't want to fall into a pattern today. Today, we want to be diverse, we want to stay on our toes, stay sharp, and continue to adapt and work with those other tools. We're going to start using that southpaw stance as well to help make mobility a little bit easier. Thank you, Ken. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing that day. 276 days. Good stuff, brother. Today's lesson is going to be a little bit different. We're moving around, we're visualizing an active threat, and we're using all of our tools. That art of 8 limbs. We've got 8 tools at our disposal. Pushing at our own pace and visualizing that progress. We got 23 seconds. Check in on you, catch your breath, drink some water. And as I said, we've been working on orthodox here in the beginning, but we're going to start switching over into southpaw now to open up some new opportunities for movement and create some space there, safe space, change up the angles, change up your weapons in your arsenal. We got 2 seconds. Square up, back into stance, nice and balanced. Remember, knees bent, rotate through the balls of the foot and the shoulders and hips when you're tossing those punches. Let's step in close to that visualized target, toss the 3-hit combo, pop, pop, pop. And now when we step back, instead of pushing off our front foot and stepping back like normal, I want you guys to swing that front foot back, boom, right over into southpaw stance. Everything reverses, and we've just created that gap in front of us. Now we're going to keep that movement going in southpaw, 1 foot at a time. Get shifted, switch around on them closer, right? Further away, keeping the chin tucked. We're going to step in and fire that 1, 2, 3 from southpaw position. Right to the head of that depression dummy, keeping the chin tucked. Guard high, 1, 2, 3 combo again from southpaw. Square up and step away. We're going to start practicing that switch stance where we swing that front foot back, boom, into orthodox. It's going to open up that space, give us room to retreat, kind of bring them back a little bit, and get them where we want them. Get closer, roll those fists, keep that cadence, and let's block some shots. Slip the opposite side, counter with a quick cross jab, a little jab there. Square up, visualize that opponent, he's tossing some shots. Slip the first, slip the second, and counter with that loaded shot. That one, whichever shot is preloaded out of the slip, that's the one we want to use. Nice power shot there. Let's do it again. 2 slips and then a counter. Slip, slip, counter. Back to stance. Square up. Step in for the 1, 2, 3 combo. And switch over into southpaw. Let's do it. Boom. Nice and slow. Stay balanced. In that opposite position now. We're switching it up on him. Staying unpredictable. Hit him with a 3-hit combo. Square up and back to stance. Create that distance and switch it over. Bam, into southpaw position. Kind of pivoting on that front foot. Working that movement in there. Hit him with the 1, 2, 3. Square up and step back. Bam. Into southpaw again. Step in for the 1, 2, 3. Coming at him from a slightly different angle. And step back. Boom. Into southpaw. Work on the horizontal movement. 1 foot at a time. Let's step in, and he's tossing an attack. Instead of the slip this time, we're going to parry that attack. Swat that attack out of the air, leaving him open and exposed. Roll through the shoulders for a counter jab. Twist through for a cross. And back to square. Keep it moving. Keep it varied. Step in. We're going to do that same one more time. Visualize the attack coming in. Parry that first attack. Roll through for the jab, the counter jab. Twist through for the counter cross. And square up again. Visualize that active threat. Keep that body weight moving around. Keep him on his toes. Keep that guard high. That's the end of round 2. We're going to start using some knees and kicks on this next one. Hobo Tactical and James Cortez, thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. We're using all of our tools today in kind of a variable episode of today's session. So just showing you different ways you can train with that shadow boxing dummy, that deep depression dummy out there. So you can use all these tools that you accumulate over time and create a fun routine where you're staying in motion, throwing those shots at your pace, at your level, for a given amount of time. You're gonna get a good workout, and if you're enjoying it, that time's gonna pass by even quicker. So get yourself a good timer. If you want to do some bonus rounds for yourself, set up those rounds. 3-minute rounds is what they spend in the ring, about 3 minutes per round, so that's why we're doing it out here that way. You set some 3-minute rounds for yourself and just have fun moving around, keeping it fluid. Think about what links to what, and here we go. We're getting back into squared up Muay Thai stance. Tuck that chin, keep it nice and balanced. Step in for the jab, pop, and from here, I want you guys to toss that rear knee forwards. Boom, into the guts of that depression dummy. Remember, keep the guard high on that lead hand. Step in for the jab, pop. We make contact, we're gonna toss that rear knee forwards. Shifting that weight forwards, driving through the hips, and then back to stance. Step forwards again, and this time we're gonna use a switch, right? Bring that rear foot forwards and twist through for front low kick. Bop, chopping the arm at the same time. Back to stance. Nice little calf kick there. Now we're gonna step off that center line in a diagonal fashion. Pump through the hip. Boom, for a nice roundhouse kick, turning that hip over. And then back to stance. Step in for a 3-shot combo. And switch it over to southpaw. Bam, there it is. Let's drive some knees from southpaw. Step in for the jab. Twist through for the cross. Boom. From here, we're gonna chop this hand and send that knee forwards. Boom, into the guts. Tucking the chin will help with that balance there. Let's try it one more time. Jab, cross, and drive the knee. Forwards and back to stance. Keep the guard high. Switch back over to orthodox and keep the movement going. Have fun with it. Bob and weave. Kind of put some bounce in that step as you move around. And start springing in and out with your attacks. Hit them with a couple ones, a couple twos. Step in for the one, pop back out. Step in for 1, 2. Pop back out, boom. Create some space and keep it moving. Step in for the one, pop, and now we're gonna drive a diagonal knee. For the diagonal knee, this hand's gonna chop to the side. We're gonna bring the ankle and knee up on the same plane. Whoosh, twist through. Hopefully you're not on loose gravel. Keep that balance and do it again. Square up, step in for the jab, the cross. Now chop the arm diagonally. Boom, for that diagonal knee. Guard high on the opposite side. Keep it flowing. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Back to stance. Parry some shots. Parry, counter, counter cross. Back to stance. Let's do it. Couple of parries. Started with a parry, counter, counter. Back to stance. Move around. Horizontal. Parry, counter, counter. Back to stance. Switch it up. Southpaw. Step in. Step in for the jab. Now we're gonna parry from southpaw. Parry, step, rotate through for that counter cross, back to stance. Just keep mixing it up for yourself. Don't get set in one routine. Parry, counter, counter, back to stance. Keep the guard high. Let's check some kicks. Check on the side, check on the opposite side. Boom. Bringing that knee up to inside the elbow. Hit him with the jab cross. Back to stance. Pump out that volume. Let's go. 3 shots. Back to stance. Check some kicks. Check. Check. Back in. 3 shots. Square up and switch that stance. Going a little longer. Get that bonus in. 3 shots. Let's go. Square up. Check some kicks. Check. Check. Back to stance. Jab cross. Switch it over. Jab cross. Switch over again. Dip in with that jab cross one more time. Back to stance. And that's the end of our 3rd round for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys went at a pace that challenges you to your level and you got to employ those tools. Remember, this is just a guide. This is a format. These are tools you can use at your own discretion in your own ways to create those active routines, those somatic healing routines where you get to release this physical energy in a positive way. Challenge yourself, continue to grow, continue to build yourself up, and find the tools that work for you. We use a couple of different ones on the show every day with that gratitude tool, that list tracking tool, and it's been very powerful for a lot of people. So if you're having a good experience out there, please do share it with the world. And we'll have these episodes backed up on YouTube right after the show at Sack Life Daily. So feel free to share your progress and results with the world so we can help each other out. Until next time, I'll catch you same Sack time, same Sack channel. Same Sackman. Right out. Woo!